Welcome to Romania. Forget the horror movies or stories.
Gonna walk around Bucharest today. There are several free tours around Bucharest, and in our humble opinion, it's the best way to get a sense of the city. See that church behind those two massive buildings? During communist days, historic churches like this were being ripped down left and right to make way for the communist-style housing you see in the foreground. A civil engineer came up with a creative way to save churches like this from destruction. He rolled them backwards. It was a massive undertaking, but dozens of churches were saved from demolition thanks to their efforts. This is the Church of St. Anthony. He would help you find someone to fall in love with. You have to come here every Tuesday for 9 Tuesdays in a row, and he'll help you find a match. Or if you're a guy, you just show up any Tuesday, and it's easy pickings. If you're wondering what all that banging is, the old princely court of Vlad Dracula is right next door. Reconstruction is still underway, and it's not open to the public yet. So our helpful guide demonstrated some of what Vlad Dracula is most infamous for.
Then two people pull upright the soldier and let the gravitation do the rest. I love your faces. If the process was done good, the soldier could survive up to 48 hours. Keep in mind, this is the cover of one book that the kids in Romania, when we are 10 years old, we have to read. And they decided to have this cover. So, welcome to Romania. Forget the horror movies or stories.
Seriously, you gotta go on this tour. It's awesome. You'll also pass by Hanu Lumanuk. Built in 1808, this is Bucharest's oldest operating hotel building. It has a massive courtyard with a restaurant and live performances in the evening. It's a great spot. But today, we decided to try somewhere different. We're in Batra, which is a restaurant in Bucharest. I ordered some grilled meat, which is very popular here. Our vegan friend ordered everything else on the menu.
Not too many choices, but the tomatoes are great, really great. And this is also the rice.
Cheers. This is a really cute place. And after some grilled meat, classic stuffed cabbage rolls called Sarmale,
And the boring vegan plate. Almost vegan, sorry.
It's an interesting plate, I enjoy it.
it is mandatory to eat Papanasi. It's like a donut that's fried and covered in sour cream and jam. Don't leave the country without trying it. Our second day of touring the city took us through umbrella-covered promenades and taught us about some of the natural threats that Bucharest faces. So, Bucharest is a big earthquake zone, and they've had a lot of big earthquakes. And what the city has done is they've put these red circles on the buildings that are kind of at risk to collapse in the next earthquake. And you can see on this one, there are red circles that have been painted white and black because the owner wasn't really happy about that declaration. So, in the late 19th century and the first half of the 20th century, there were legalized brothels. Nowadays, these are just apartments. But 100 years ago, you would have seen some scantily clad ladies waving down at you from these balconies. And if the city is getting too much for you, you'll be happy to know that there are plenty of green spaces. You could spend a full day just touring all the parks in Bucharest. And if you're wondering why we're not talking about that giant building in the center of Bucharest, it's because we already talked about it. You didn't see it? Go watch it. Bucharest is filled with beautiful bars. This one, called Luna, overlooks the entire city. It's quite a view, but if you want the best free show in town, head to the fountains at night.
Walk through the fire, the sound of a lion. I found my way back in the end. Baby, I've fallen for you and the
An entire intersection is shut down for this 45-minute show. It's magical to be standing in the middle of an intersection, surrounded by 44 fountains, as far as the eye can see.
you got me falling. You got me falling. Did you know that